Indeed, it is my great honor today to introduce one of America's greatest leaders. To lead a big city in the United States today is a great challenge. The mayor of this wonderful city, Mayor Daley, has I started to say rule, and in some ways that's the right word, has led this city in remarkable ways. The investment that he's made here and attracted here and the jobs that he's created, he has created one of the great cities in the world. He's a man of great vision and also a man who knows how to get the job done. I had the opportunity to meet him when the Democratic National Convention was here in this city. I was then head of the Democratic Governors Association, and I had the opportunity to go up and visit him in his office and to spend only a half an hour with him and listen to him talk about this great city and his love of this city and of this country makes you proud to be American. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please honor one of the great American leaders, Mayor Daley.
Good evening, and thank you, for those kind words. And I'm very proud to have the second annual National Chinese Language Conference here in our great city, and we're very proud to host you. Ron Huberman, our wonderful president and CEO of the Chicago Public Schools, is here with us tonight, and he's doing a tremendous job in rebuilding our public education system. To Madam Jolin, who is with us, the director the Confucius Institute headquarters. I'm very proud to have you here again in our city. To our Consul General Wan Ping, who's with us, who recently was with us in regards to the Minister of Commerce that has visited our city here. I want to welcome all of you to Chicago. I would like to give you a little description about Chicago. Chicago has been founded by immigrants, our past, our present, and future. We believe that the strength of our city has always been immigrants. And we welcome immigrants continually, and we will forever, because I really believe that is the strength of our communities. We've had a very strong relationship with China for many, many years. Our sister city relationship goes back with Shenyang and Shanghai for over 20 years. We exchange our business community, our cultural community. We exchange educational communities, as well as technology and other professional services to each city. Shenyang has a major effort here in Chicago. They have every year many students go to the University of Illinois at Chicago campus. They graduate, and I meet all of them at every graduation. And they're wonderful young students who really look forward to great public service. We opened recently a Chicago China Economic Development Center in Shanghai. We think it's very important for Chicago businesses, large and small, can enter the China market, as well as China corporations can enter here in Chicago and Midwest markets. I've traveled a number of times in our sister city relationship to China. I recently returned this year to a very successful Olympic and Paralympic games in China. I was very impressed with the preparations. I was impressed with the young people that were assigned to me, how excited they were to show their city and their country during these games. And again, it did a great deal for understanding and educating people the importance of China in the world economy, and is important to us to have a much closer relationship. When we talk about education here in the city, we talk about opportunities, and that's one of the issues that I really believe that the city of Chicago has really recognized, that education is the key. If I give a child the good quality education, I give them tools for life. And unfortunately, America has failed far too long about the good quality education that we give to our children. And we can see it in math and science, statistics, we can see it in reading. And so we have to do as much as possible. And a number of years ago, in 1995, I'm the only mayor of the country that has full responsibility for our public schools. Because if you're going to make a great city, you have to educate people. You can't just bring people from around the world and say, please settle in my city, and I want to make it great. And some people think that's the only way to do it. But you have a responsibility, a moral and I believe a legal responsibility to give every child in a metropolitan area, a city like ours, a good quality education. If we're successful in that, then this truly becomes not a global city, because global cities are really usually rich and poor. You have the very rich on one end, and you have the poor on the other end. We want to give opportunities to really create a middle class that can truly live in a city and enjoy a city and raise their family and have the good quality educations. That's the only way cities will exist. Otherwise, people move out. The rich will move out. Then eventually the middle class will move out in order to get a good quality education closer to a rich community. And that is happening not only in America but all over the world. And so a number of years ago, we decided to look at languages, because I think languages are important for a global city. It gives your students opportunities to look at. And so in 1999, when we started this Chinese language program, and is the largest of its kind in the United States, with more than 12,000 students studying Mandarin every day in our 43 schools. And to me, students can begin in the program, which is really important, in kindergarten, and continue to study the language through high school. And that's very important. You just can't have a language program for a few years and have them to understand the history, the culture, the people of your respective language that you're learning, especially Chinese. And so we're very fortunate to have many opportunities, even during the various summer programs, both at our local universities and universities in China. For students, learning Chinese is about more than learning the language. It is a life-changing experience. In 2006, we opened Chicago's Confucius Institute at Walter Payton College Preparatory High School, the only K-12 focused on Confucius Institute in the world. I am very proud that our city has this institute, which serves as an educational resource for our teachers, not the students, as well as the parents. And across Chicago, on the teaching of the Chinese language and its culture. It's very important to bring teachers to Chicago from around the world, so they cannot only expose our students to international cultures and languages, but also they can share best practices between, teachers. And we're very fortunate to recruit teachers through our education efforts in China that come here and teach in our public school system. We're very proud of their really professionalism in their commitment of teaching the languages, the Chinese language, to our students here in Chicago. As far as I'm concerned, education, and people may talk about poverty and inequality, and you hear all these politicians globally talking about inequality and talking about poverty. They should be talking about education. If they went to all those cities and those countries and said, instead of me talking to you about poverty and talking about inequality, if I give you education, I give you all the tools of life to not be in poverty or feel that you're unequal to anybody else. And that's very important. And to here in Chicago, 15 years ago, when I took over responsibility for the public schools, all your political consultants said, Mayor, I just want to tell you, you have no more political future. It's ended. It was 1995. It's gone. This is a sewer system. It's a bureaucracy. It's a bureaucracy from top to bottom. Unions control it. Nothing is ever going to change. It's going to be the same as you take over. It will not change. And I was convinced, because I had wonderful parents. I had 3 brothers and 3 sisters. We came from a large family, grandparents living with us. And my parents said, we're going to give you the moral values from your family and, of course, from your religious beliefs. And secondly, we're going to give you a good quality education. Every one of my brothers and sisters are well-educated in graduate programs, and that is very important. And that's what my father impressed to us. I will give you the tools for life, and this is important. And we have to get back into that in families about how education takes people and moves people from whether you're in poverty to middle class, wherever you want to go. Those are the tools for life, and we're very proud of our commitment. I think the City of Chicago's commitment. We don't wait to listen to the experts in Washington or in state government. We get it right here. We start programs. If we started to listen for the Chinese language program, we'd still be negotiating a free trade agreement. So confusing in Washington. We have already Arabic program in the city of Chicago. We have a Russian, and of course we have other languages. And that is the key, how well you prepare your students for a future generation. And to me, when we look at making citizens of the world, because we really are, because everybody in America, with the exception of Native Americans, are immigrants. And our city truly represents the whole world, and even today. We have immigrants arriving right now who want to make a better way of life for themselves and, of course, their family and their future children and grandchildren. And so from my position has always been is to look at the world in a global viewpoint and not just a viewpoint from the Midwest or from the United States. This week we had a wonderful program hosting 30 mayors from around the world, mayor from Shenyang, mayor from Manila, Philippines, mayors from Bogota, Colombia, mayors from the Middle East and various countries, mayors from Europe, mayors from Russia, right here in the city of Chicago, and of course in Mexico. So in bringing mayors together, one thing we've all found out, the problems are the same in different degrees. And from our position that we have taken right here, we firmly believe that this city is dedicated to a commitment of world languages and multicultural education. And as the world gets smaller, those cities that have a vision and those cities that implement that vision as quickly as possible will be cities that will be surviving in this century. Those are the ones who understand that an educated society, in giving every child opportunities, from our viewpoint, will be cities that will be making it throughout the world. I want to thank the Chicago Public School Office of Language and Cultural Education and all the CPA principals and teachers who are with us tonight. These are very, very dedicated men and women who firmly believe in their profession, and they stand out. It is not a 9-to-5 job. It is something they're passionate about. Their families realize that, and we have many, many people in our education system here in the city of Chicago that we're truly proud of. Teachers doing extraordinary jobs, and principals, and under Ron Huberman's leadership, we want to thank all those who are really have fostered and worked with. And, of course, the Chinese government has worked very, very closely with us, the Minister of Education, and the National Chinese Language Program here in the city of Chicago. And so I welcome your conference to our city. We're very proud of having you here, and to say to you that I just want to thank all of you for your love and your interest, not only in the Chinese language program, but in the education, not only of your children, but other children. You see of giving them opportunities for life. And I thank you, and have a wonderful, wonderful evening.